I need to brush up on that one a little bit, friends, but we're not going to get into that much detail today. We're not going to be doing any finger picking. Friends, we're going to keep things really simple today. Welcome. Today I'm going to be talking to you or teaching you how to play the top 10 Christmas songs. Same thing with tomorrow at 10 a.m. So we're going to cover 5 of them today and 5 of them tomorrow. So even if you've never played guitar before, I've got this PDF for you that's going to show you all about how to read chord stamps, the chords that you're going to need for this, the strumming that you're going to need for this, how to read charts, and the whole 9 yards. Although I'm going to go over some of that stuff with you today, we're going to jump right into it, and then I'm going to have some questions, or I'm going to have some answers for you if you have some questions for me. Cool? All right. So welcome today, live, and tomorrow live, same time, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. So first off, let's do this. While I'm doing this, what I'd love for you to do is go get this PDF that I've created for you. So we have Instagram watching, Facebook, and YouTube watching today. And Instagram folks know that if they want to download this PDF where they need to go, Facebook and YouTube. And friends that are on those platforms, in the description of the video, you're going to see a link there, okay? I want you to click on that. Once you do that, you're going to download the PDF that I'm showing you right now, okay? So while I'm showing you this PDF, go do that because it's going to have all the information that you need in it. It's nearly 40 pages. Some of it is going to be review for you guys. You can skip right over that. Mike assembled this PDF for us and made it to where we've got a nice table of contents that you can click through really quickly and get to exactly what you want. So right now, that's what I'm looking at. Right here, let's go over it really quickly for those folks that may not know some of the integral pieces of playing this stuff. And then for those of you that do, good, we're going to get straight to it, okay? As always, I've got the beginner series in here for you, okay? Also, yeah, you've got the beginner series here. So right here, you've got the how to play the open chords, how to master strumming quickly, how to read chord charts, and then the Christmas songs, which is probably most of you are going to go straight there. But let's just say we're going to go straight to the chord stamps. This is basically just showing you how to read basic chord stamps. You probably know that already. It's okay if you don't. Everybody has to learn one day. How to play open chords. So during this, we're going to be doing lots of open chords, which means the strings are open, not bar chords. Bar chords are kind of the next level up. And we're not going to be doing any of those for these songs, okay? So if you don't know how to play open chords cleanly, this is what this is going to teach you, okay? Most folks, they have some open chords that they play, but they're frustrated that they're not being played cleanly, right? We want this to sound good. You got to make Grandma happy at Christmas, so it's really important that you play your chords cleanly. Otherwise, you're disrespecting your grandmother, you know what I'm saying? All right, so you got the chords here. You're not going to need all those, okay? How to master strumming quickly and easily. If you need help with this, you've got it. Oh, and by the way, all of this that I'm giving you today in the PDF, if you want it in a video format where I'm teaching you one-on-one, that's the free course that you'll see, boom, at the top of the dealio here, okay? Right there, bam. It's also right there, bam, okay? All right, so let's assume you know how to play some chords. Let's say you know some strumming. If not, we're going to be talking about it a little bit here. There's some other links in there. How to read chord charts. This is probably where some of you, where we're going to be starting today, is how to read chord charts. But I'm just going to brush over that really quickly because really we're here to learn these tunes, okay? And there's a lot of information in here. Much of it we won't need for today. This is kind of like drilling down. Okay, now let's get to those Christmas songs. So here, let's see, starting on page 21 are the songs, okay? And we're going to get to that in just one moment. But I want to show you something here very quickly, my friends. Oh, I've got a special treat for you at the end of this live broadcast, a video that you guys have to see. I'll be posting it on social media for those that aren't going to be sticking around the whole time. I'll be posting it on social media as well. But one of my buddies last night sent me this video of this kid playing guitar. And I know you've seen child prodigies playing guitar. I'm doing that in quotes because there's so much that goes into that, the child prodigy that myth and folklore that go along with that I think people believe. So that's why I'm doing that. But the kid is amazing, young, and plays better than probably my best playing during my lifetime. And he looks like he's probably 7 years old. 10 years old maybe. Anyhow, we're going to show you that video at the end here. What I like to derive from videos like this is that they absolutely open your mind to the possibilities, okay? Is they bend your mind, and once your mind is bent, once it's opened up to a certain space, it can't go back, right? Have you ever heard that quote? Once a mind, it's something like once a mind is bent to a certain place, it can't go back, and that's true. What we mean by that is good things, being opened up. Watch this video at the end. We're going to show you. In the meanwhile, there's one other thing I want to show you, and then we're going to go straight into this. A lot of you guys have been asking about YGS apparel, right? YourGuitarSage apparel, hats, and all that stuff. You guys have been asking for like years on this. We've done a couple of t-shirts here and there, and really we just kind of dabbled in it. Well, the last maybe 6 months or so, no, not 6 months, probably like the last 4 months or so, Mike and myself, Jason, even Chris, we've all been working on coming up with some great apparel that you guys are going to love, okay? And I want to show you the store here. Check this out. So, shirts, sweaters, long sleeve, short sleeve, we've got this all for you. And in fact, yesterday we just did a photo shoot, and a lot of this gear we had in the photo shoot, so you're going to see some pictures of me with that on the website once we make it live. Technically, it's not live right now, even though you're looking at it. We're not accepting payments or doing any of that stuff yet because we have a couple things to work out, okay? So, this is, check this out. This is the Ramones style t-shirts, right? This is our ugly sweater. I did get this one. These are the ones that I have. I've got this one. I've got this one. These are both amazing shirts. In fact, this one's in the mail. It's coming soon. I have this one. I've got this one. So several of these we have. And the material, this is what took so long, is we did not want to go with cheap materials. We didn't want to just pump stuff out. So we really did the investigating, and every single piece that we got, with the exception of one beanie, which we're probably going to take off the list, everything was phenomenal. Fit really nicely. It's quality stuff, okay? But I have this. This is kind of like a workout tee, and I love it. I think we got one of these. So pretty cool stuff that you can see here. So we're going to make this available to you guys soon. I believe when we kick this thing off, we're going to do a special. So obviously we like to do specials. So there's going to be a special, okay, right away when we kick this thing off. So all that to say, I don't have the link for you today, because we're not ready to kick this thing off officially yet, but soon it will be kicked off, and then you guys can check it out, and it's going to be so wicked cool. Because, like I say, we literally I got this giant box in the other day. We ordered like $700 worth of UGS apparel. Some of it the guys are going to keep, I'm going to keep, my family's going to keep, and then the rest of it we're going to do in giveaways and that sort of thing. But it's cool stuff. So the designs, Mike did all the designs, and they look amazing, and the materials are amazing. So if you guys want some cool swag, we're going to be doing some giveaways for it, but then also it's available for you to buy. Mugs. We also have mugs. I need to get my mug over here too. Yeah, so anyhow, all that being said, folks, let's get into it. So if you haven't already, you should. For those folks that are just joining us on Instagram, you know what to do. And folks on Facebook and YouTube, you know what to do. You should have downloaded the PDF right now because we need it. So let's do this, okay? All right, so can you read this? All right, let's get into this right off the bat. So here's the deal. When we have a song, here's Silent Night, okay? You'll see, now people do charts in different ways, and I'm basically paraphrasing what's in your PDF already. Does that mean that I'm giving you all the detail? No, it's a paraphrase. So it's dumbing things down, if you will. Okay, a thumbnail of all that's in there for what we need today. So it's really important that if you want to learn that stuff to delve into that PDF, okay? Otherwise, for just what we're talking about today, you can just listen to me, okay? So usually what I like to do when I'm looking at something like this is I take inventory of the song. Silent Night, ba-da-da-da. Okay, yeah, that song. All right, and I just do a little mental inventory, and I scan the chords, and I say there's an A, there's an E, an A7, a D. Cool, I know all those. Boom. So a really smart thing to do when you're getting ready to play a song live or otherwise is to do some inventory. Just take a look at it, scan, okay? And say, yeah, cool, I know that stuff. The song's in 3, and so this means 3/4. Okay, if it said 4, it would mean 4/4. This is what I mean by that. So we can easily just say 3 because what that means is like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, silent night, right? As opposed to a song that's in 4, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, silent. That wouldn't work, right? The song's in 3. So songs 99.9% of the time are in 3 or 4. Most of the time they're in 4, and then maybe like 10% of the songs are in 3. That being said, for some weird reason, in Christmas music, like so many songs are in 3. Lots of songs, probably half of them or more are in 3. They're waltzes, okay? So with that being said, this song's in 3. It's in the key of A, which doesn't really matter to us since I've got the chords written out here for you, but it's nice to know. And it's nice to know if you're planning on doing some noodling over the top of it or something like that, okay? VRS means verse, okay? And since Silent Night is just verse, I mean, I guess there's a chorus, but it's just the same chords. So we're going to do this very slowly, not very slowly. We need to whip through 5 songs here pretty quickly, but I just want you to get the basic idea because all of this information, friends, I know some of you are going to want to make it more complicated, and that's cool. We got to do that if we want it to make, to bring up the level of professionality. You know what I'm talking about. If we want to make it sound more professional, we need to add some detail to it. And so to just go silent night might be a little lame for some of you. For some of you, that's going to be a challenge. Because guess what? We're all on a continuum and we all start at a different place. So that's okay. Wherever you're at is cool. Everybody had to start at step 1. Anybody who's like, that's beginner stuff. That's crazy. You should know that by now. You can just shut them down by ignoring them because really everybody starts at 0. And if you don't start at 0, then you are an alien and you've been downloaded some information because everybody starts at 0, okay? And we all start at these basic chords. So don't feel bad if you're not feeling like you're keeping up with the rest. Just do your thing, okay? Seriously. Okay, so if this song's in 3, basically each one of these letters here, I keep grabbing this whole row here. I don't want that. This one letter here is literally 3 beats. 3 beats, 3 beats, 3 beats. So the beginning of this would go 1, 2, 3, silent night, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, E. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, A7, D, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So because I can't work the keyboard here and play the guitars and sing at the same time, you're gonna need to participate here, okay? So what I want you to do is as I'm playing these chords, as you hear me strike the chord, that's the 1. So I'm going like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, because the song's in 3, right? Cool. So I'm going to need you to follow along with your eyes on according to this chord chart. If you don't do that, you're going to be lost. So give it your best effort, okay? Here we go. And so later on, we could do a strum. We could go like a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. But we're not going to do that right now. For those out there that don't know how to strum yet, you're going to need to go through the strumming part of this program, okay, of the PDF or the course. So here we go, starting at the top. I give it a 3 count because that's what you do. You give the band a count before you come in so everybody knows that we're coming in at the same time. You got to follow along with me here, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Here we go with the E. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. A7, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We wanted to add the strumming. We could 2, 3. Just keep counting. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. E. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, E, 2, 3, A, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and back at the beginning of the verse again. Now, some of you, light bulbs are going off. You're like, whoa, is it really that easy? Other of you are like, wow, that's really, we're having to change these chords very quickly. Look, you're going to get this, you got to start somewhere. So just start somewhere, okay? The only thing you need to know are these 4 chords here, A, E, D, and A7. That's all you need. And then you hold the chord for 3. And you strum on the 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We're not going to have to go over all this detail for the other songs here, but just we need to do it for the first time for those beginners, okay? So you just strum the chord on the 1 and you count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Get it? The speed doesn't matter. You do it at your speed because my speed is different, okay? Do it at your own speed. Now I also included this other version in the key of G. Basically, we can play a song in any key, doesn't matter. So Silent Night. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, G7, right? So I've just included 2 of those there for you just cause I had it, okay? So here comes Santa Claus. So what we want to do is we want to think about the song. Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, write down Santa Claus, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this song's in 4 instead of 3. Cool? So you're going to get used to this through osmosis, through just doing these songs, okay? That's how I learned it. That's how most people learn guitar, right? Or music, or anything, right? So in this case here, you got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right down Santa Claus Lane, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, F, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, G7, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4. Now, again, some of you are like, I can't change chords that quick. Not expecting you to, okay? Some of you can, some of you can't. Work on the transitions part that I talk about in the beginning of this PDF. Here, take inventory. You got a C chord, you got a G7. Now, here's a little trick about the G7. Watch this. This C chord, right? The G7 is really just a spread out C chord. So like here are my top 2 fingers. Watch this. Boom. They just literally jump 1 string, both of them together. And the first finger just goes down 1 string. So it's literally like it just spreads, the chord just spreads out. Boom. Okay? That's a G7. You'll never forget that, right? We got the F, which we got a cheating F that we can do. If you need help with the F chord, just search F chord. You just search YourGuitarSage F chord or effing F chord on YouTube and you'll find it. Okay, so there we go. So we got those chords. And again, the song's in 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, some of you are going to have a difficulty with coming up with the note that you should be coming up with for the first beat. Here comes Santa Claus. And when I mean this for all these songs, because when you just have a basic chart like this, just the basic chords, it's a skeleton. It's bare bones, right? And so you need to be able to come up with the melody yourself or know what it is as it relates to the chords. So what I always say is if you don't know it right away, just play through the song. Just go. And then all of a sudden the melody will come to you. It will better than if you're just striking the first chord and hoping to find that first note. That's what I find is easy, okay? So play through the chords a little bit and then the melody will come to you, right? These are standards. We've heard them for years. So they'll come to you. Okay, here comes Santa Claus. Santa Claus is coming to town. All right. So remember, this one has a verse and a chorus. So if you're trying to sing, this is the one I mess up on sometimes. So Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping. So there's a chorus, right? So this will be a great example. I need to come up with the melody because I don't believe I have it. So he sees you when you're sleeping. So sometimes you gotta hunt around for the note. Okay, I may be able to do it a little quicker than some of you. Other of you will be able to do it quicker than I will. Okay, it's all depends on what you're putting your energy into. If you do this sort of thing a lot, you'll be really good at it. All right, so remember that this song has a verse and a chorus. So in this case here, we'll start with the chorus here. So here, is that right? Here. I'm in the wrong song now again. Now I'm going, Santa Claus is coming to town. So, he sees you when you're sleeping. Okay, so here's the chorus. So, and this song's in 4. We can see, right at the top there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The pulses after every 4 beats. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. As opposed to 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Like a waltz. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So this one's in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So. You're sleeping. So when you count here, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm down here in the chorus now. Okay, so we're gonna start. I'm gonna give you a 4 count, and we're gonna start on that G7. And you don't have to be playing this. You can just be kind of looking overall, listening. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Sees you when you're 1, 2, 3, 4. Knows when you're 3, 2, 4. Knows. Okay, let's do that again. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. Okay? Get it? It's about the tempo. We could do it slower. 1, 2, 3, 4. Doesn't matter what speed. The speed that you should do this at is the speed that you can execute the chords comfortably without freaking out. Dude, this is Santa Claus is coming to town. You shouldn't be freaking out. If you're freaking out over this, we need to talk, okay? You need to be doing more meditation, okay? Or just chilling out in some way, because this should not be freaking you out. This should be fun. Santa's all about fun, right? So be chill with this, okay? Seriously. But you got the basic tempo there, okay? But Eric, I can't transition these chords that quickly. No one asked you to. You'll get it in time. And here's the deal. If you think that you should be transitioning to these chords immediately when Hendrix and Eddie Van Halen and every great guitar player since the beginning of time never did either, what makes you think that you've got like this light coming down from heaven and that you should just be able to play these chords right out of the gate? It's another way to think about it, isn't it? Every guitar player since the beginning of time had to learn this stuff and go through every single step. It's fun, and if you make the process fun, then you're not going to be beating yourself up. You're going to be having fun, okay? So just remember, you just got to take some time with this stuff, okay? So did we go over the verse? You better watch out. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4. You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not... Santa Claus. Yeah, I'm in the right song. You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming. So many different ways to play this. This is an easier way. Okay, so again, we could go, he's making a list, he's checking it twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, many different ways to play these songs that you're going to see in some songs coming up, because people think that this stuff is set in stone. For instance, I just gave you Silent Night in 2 different keys. You can do this in any key, doesn't matter. You can change up the chords as long as the chords match the melody. Now, many of you may not know how to do this at first. I don't know why you would. You'd have to study it to understand how to do this, or at least work with music some, like painting or sculpture, clay. You'd have to just sit there and work with it in order to be like, oh, okay, I can do this, I can do that. So that's how you need to do that. Otherwise, I'm going to show you some different ways of doing things. Okay, this one, Jingle Bells, it's just one way to play it that I'm going to be showing you today. Let's make this a little smaller. Okay, so here we go. Jingle Bells. I wish that thing would go away. That's annoying. Okay, Jingle Bells. It's in 4, isn't it? Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Any tempo you want, though. So let's see. Jingle bells. 1. Let's do this nice and slow. So if we were counting 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jingle bells, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. F 2, 3, 4. Oh, hold on. Now I should be in the chorus here. Sorry about that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jingle all the way, right? The second line. F 2, 3, 4. C 2, 3, 4. D 7, 3, 4. G 7, 3, 4. C 2, 3, 4. C 2, 3, 4. C 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. F 3, 4. C 2, 3, 4. G 7, 3, 4. C 2, 3, 4. It's a way to count, okay? Otherwise, you can just go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's go to the verse here. We could just go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whatever tempo you want. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. If we wanted to strum, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody now. Okay, so you could do that. And you got to throw in that everybody now. If you don't, then grandma's not going to start singing with you, and you really want it. You want her to sing, right? My grandmother, she would go, jingle bells, jingle bells. She had this crazy ass vibrato. Jingle all the way. And I don't know, for whatever reason, I always thought it was funny. It was very traditional, right? All right, so let's see what we got here. That's Jingle Bells. Santa Claus is coming to town. Here comes Santa Claus. Silent Night. Okay, so we got to teach one more. Silent Night. Here comes Santa Claus. Santa Claus is coming to town. Jingle Bells. Let's do one more, okay? And then we'll do 5 more tomorrow. So Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So we don't have any alternatives yet, but I know we have at least one song that has an alternative chords, okay? Again, I'm just grabbing a key, and the key of G is the easiest key to play songs like this. G, and then C is also a fairly easy key to play in. The only thing is that you run into the F chord, and if you are not familiar with playing bar chords, you don't like playing bar chords, then you're going to have to contend with an F chord or play the cheating F, or watch my video on the effing F chord so that you can play the F chord. You can find some alternative F chords to play. Otherwise, the key of G, if you can keep everything in the key of G, makes things so easy. Now, but Eric, what happens if that's not in my key? Well, if you are in the free course, you'd understand how to use the capo, right? And so we could put this in any key that we want. So if we're playing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer out of their shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, so we could do that as opposed to Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer out of their shiny nose. Right? So I'm just putting the capo in a different place. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer had a very shiny nose. Okay? So you're using the capo, but you're playing the same chord forms, even though they're not the same chord. They're the same chord form. Right? If that's confusing to you, I don't think this is confusing to you. This is a G chord. This is not a G chord. This is not a G chord. They can't all be G chords, friends, right? Otherwise, it would sound really bad if one guy was playing with the capo on 3 and another one on 1, and then the girl's playing on 2 and grandma's playing on open, right? You can't do that. You have to just pick one. But the forms look the same. You don't need to be transposing all this in your head. You need to go, hey, we're capoed at the 2nd fret. Everybody ready? Okay. Okay, that's how you do it. So Rudolph the Red-Nosed, and by the way, so learn how to use that capo. That's in the free course as well. That's why I give you guys this free course, because like all this stuff you need to know all the time. If you're watching like the 1,000-something videos that I have on YouTube of all these different songs, and you're like, oh my God, this is so hard. Well, it's because you just don't have the basics down, and the basics will take you no time to learn. Trust me, if I can do it, you can do it, okay? Trust me, okay? Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So we got a chorus and we got a bridge here. So we got, it's in 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Had a very shiny D7, D7, D7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, G. 1, 2, 3, 4. Third line here. All of the other reindeer. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. D7, D7, D7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, bridge. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll talk about that in a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now notice that, right? Did you hear me stop? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I get back going again, right? Well, technically I didn't stop. The music kept going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So those are things that throw people off in the beginning because they think, oh, well, we're stopping. He's just hitting it one time. That's only one beat. No, we're still counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you got to have that internal clock going in your head all the time when you're counting through these chords. Doesn't happen really easily in the beginning. It's something that we need to work on, like everything, right? I go back to it. You are talking, walking, and pooping in that potty, friends, and you weren't doing that a few years ago. When you were 2 years old, you weren't doing these things, and those are huge things, very important to me. If you're coming to my house, I'd like you to be able to use the potty and for us to talk and stuff like that. So these are all things that we've learned, right? I say that because it's crazy because these are all things that we've learned. Guitar is something that we probably should sit down and learn to do, right? It doesn't come quite as easy as talking and walking. Even though those weren't easy, they're going to come a little bit easier, those things, than playing guitar. So why wouldn't we have to practice guitar? Why wouldn't we have to go through this stuff, right? So now I mentioned that I would go over this with you in a minute here. The song's in 4. What's this going on here, Eric? What's this A minor D7 black magic here? What's going on here? This voodoo. It's not voodoo. It's just chords. And in this case here, when you see it underlined, as I denote in the how to read chord charts section of the PDF that you've downloaded already. You've downloaded it, right? Instagram folks, you've downloaded it. So I'm assuming you're looking at this now. And if we got let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Yeah, this looks crazy. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't double click on that, but you get the idea. We got C 2 3 4, G 2 3 4, A minor D7, G 2 3 4. This is what we call a split bar, and a split bar is when we take 2 chords and we put them in a measure of 4. What would you think would happen if we put 2 chords in a measure of 4? We split them up. Hence the split measure. A minor gets 2 beats, D7 gets 2 beats. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Light bulbs going off right now, right? It's that easy. And then later on, tomorrow, you're going to see where, well, what happens if this is 3 beats and what happens if this is 1 beat? Is that even possible? Yeah, it is, and I'm going to show you tomorrow, okay? So that's 5 songs right there, friends. We whipped through those pretty quickly, and I know some of you still are like, dude, that's a lot of information, and you need to help me well, I've got the videos to help you, but obviously we can't start from ground zero every single video, every single time, because we'd be really pissing off the people there that have been practicing before you, okay? It's okay, everybody comes to the guitar at a different time, but you gotta catch up. Not even catch up. You're on your own time continuum here, right? But you do have to do those parts if you want to get good at doing this stuff, and that's why I've included all that you need, or most of the stuff that you need in this PDF. If there's anything else that you might need, you're gonna find it in the free course, and those links are in the description, or they're in the PDF that you're gonna be downloading if you haven't already, okay? Boom. That's it, my friends. So tomorrow, so here's the deal. I'm gonna get to some questions now, and I'll start on Facebook today, and then we'll head over to YouTube. But here's the deal. What was I going to tell you? Make sure that you check out the free course. Anybody who's watching right now, if you're not in the Unstoppable Guitar System, then dear Lord in heaven, please take advantage of the free course, okay? Because it's going to get us all on the same page so that we can speak the same language, okay? But if you're not there, you're always going to be behind. This is so hard, right? I missed a few days in algebra, and I took it 5 times in college. I know I say that story a lot, but I'm trying to save you lots of time and energy by not doing it the way that I've done it, okay? Get caught up. All right, here we go. Questions on Facebook, and then we're going to go over to YouTube. I'm looking for that question mark too, my friends, because I love the chat. I love the chitty chat amongst yourselves, and at me sometimes too. But at the same time, I got to get to the questions, okay? All right. And you guys haven't seen this guitar in a while. For those of you that haven't seen this guitar, it's the Gibson SJ200, a beautiful guitar. Loving the ugly sweater. They got yeah, we have 5X, Donnie. I believe we will have 5X, yes. Donnie, you don't need to look up the fingering for that A7 because it's in the PDF for you, my friend. Okay. And again, I'm looking for the question mark. That will help me get this real quick, okay? Help me get to your questions really quickly. Okay, nothing on Facebook, so now I'm headed over to YouTube, and let's do this. Okay. Yeah, so someone made a question about the minus that you're seeing in some of the chords. So if you see like A with a little minus symbol by it, that means A minor. Sometimes you'll see it written as A, M-I-N. And if it's just an A chord, then it would just be A, okay? Yeah, those little symbols are really great because it's like shorthand. And you look at it a couple times, you're going to start just gravitating to it right away, instantly knowing what that chord is. It makes it quicker, okay, than having more sketches on a piece of paper. Like if it said A minor. Believe it or not, that stuff is very, very, very helpful, okay? So someone's asking, Ashley's asking, is the UGS the same as the complete guitar course on Udemy? No. Let's clear this up right now. The Unstoppable Guitar System is, the complete guitar system is huge. It's the #1 guitar system course on Udemy, and there's a lot of guitar system courses on Udemy. So we're very thankful for that. We've got hundreds of thousands of people that have gone through that course. Hundreds of thousands. So it's awesome. It's great. It's complete. Tons of stuff in it. But with that being said, is our learning ever complete? There's a reason I call it complete, is because there's beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And when I did upload it, it truly was everything that was in the Unstoppable Guitar System. But see, the Unstoppable Guitar System grows. I put an hour of new material into it every month, at least a minimum of an hour every month. In fact, I've got some sitting in there that I need to get live here. That reminds me. An hour of new material every single month. Been doing that for years, since 2012. So multiply that times however many years we've been doing this, right? That's 12 since 2012. What's that? 6, 7 years of 1 hour a month. So 7 times 12 times an hour. Do the math. There's a lot more inside the Unstoppable Guitar System. We also do live broadcasts that are only two a month that are only available to the Unstoppable Guitar System. So unlike here where we may have hundreds of people and then the big broadcast we have thousands, I'm literally able to get to all of your questions, multiple questions if you want to ask inside the Unstoppable Guitar System. Email responses from me daily, so I get to those questions every single day. 600 something jam tracks. It's all step by step. There's a ton of other stuff in there, other resources in there as well that I can't go all into. I have a video, Ashley, on this. If you search...
what do you want to...
I don't want to talk to you, Siri. I'm talking to Ashley. Sorry, Ashley. So this is the deal, is that... well, I was going to say you get in the free program, but we don't have that anymore. Here's what to do, Ashley. Check out the free program that I have for you today, and that'll give you a better idea as to how the website looks, and you can kind of peruse around a little bit. You just can't get to all the videos. Okay? So, but there is a video on YouTube that's, I believe, if you were to search Unstoppable Guitar System, Udemy, and then I compare the two. Now that was several years ago, back when they were closer related. Now they're leaps and bounds different. Okay, great question. How do you make a song that isn't a traditional Christmas song sound more holiday appropriate? What keys, chords to maybe just noodle over to sound vaguely seasonal? Well, I don't think that, from my knowledge of music, there's not... Now, what you're saying there is correct for some things, okay? For some songs, you can make things sound more jazzy or bluesy or what have you. But there's not, like, specific chords that make things sound Christmassy. The reason that things sound Christmassy is that you've got these melodies that are stuck in your head for decades now because you've been hammered with these songs for so long, right? And they're really good melodies. They're just ones that have just stuck well. So I don't think you're going to take like a Guns N' Roses tune and make it sound Christmassy per se. However, what you could do is you could throw some Jingle Bells on it, and I know that sounds ridiculous, but that would make it sound more Christmassy. That's why every single Christmas song has the friggin' Jingle Bells in it, because immediately your ear goes, ooh, Christmas. Ooh, I like Christmas. So there's no specific keys. There's no Christmas key. There's no Christmas chords. There's no Christmas strumming. There's no anything like that. So I wish I could tell you something like that, but there's not. With that being said, I did see a video not too long ago that if you were to search this on YouTube, you could search Mariah Carey, chord progression, Christmas. And this one guy did have a video where he said this specific chord, basically it was a chord change, happened often in a few Christmas songs. With that being said, I think if you did that, it may for that second make it sound a little bit Christmassy, but honestly, I don't think enough to write home about. So if you want to find that video, research what I just mentioned to you there, Mariah Carey, chord progression, Christmas, and you'll find that video, I would guess. I'm pretty good with Google. I know how to find things. So do that, and that should help you. Okay. What is the name of this chord labeling system? A and plus after chords. I'm using D minor, E minor, etc. Jerry. Jerry, it's just standard chart reading. So you can use minor, you can use the M, you can use minor, the whole word, you can use MIN, you could use the minus symbol. So lots of different things. It's just shorthand, and people have different styles of this, and I talk about that inside of the PDF when talking about charts. Okay, so it doesn't like have a specific labeling. It's not a labeling system per se. It's just different nuances that whoever's transcribing is gonna do. Okay, some folks will put 8 chords across or 8 bars across. Some will do 4. I like to do 4. So it just depends. All different rules there. Not rules, but just different ways of doing things. And plus, the plus would be, Jerry, the plus would indicate an augmented chord if you did do that, if you did do a plus. Otherwise, if it was just a major chord, and I'm combining two comments here because somebody said the plus is, yeah, I see you guys are talking amongst yourselves. Yeah, the plus, it means an augmented chord, which means a raised fifth. If it's a major chord, it's just the name of the chord. So if it's A major, it just says A. That's all. Right, cool. Oh, and I just answered that for Team Memphis. There you go. All right. All right, right. Good stuff. All right. Should I invest my time on learning to read guitar sheet music? Pernille is saying. Pernille, 7. Barry, I see something that says, I've sent 2 emails and no response. Any ideas? If you typed an earlier message there, I didn't see it, Barry, but a little bit more detail than that might be great. I've sent 2 emails. To whom? To us? To Udemy? To the bank? You got to let me know. Like, did you send it to support? And then why did you send the email? So if you're sending emails to support at YourGuitarSage.com, then they're being received. Check your spam, because the response may be showing up in spam. Probably not, but just send an email to support at YourGuitarSage.com. Those are the guys that will get you set up if you have any issues with anything, or if you're a vet and you're trying to get in or something like that. Okay, cool. All right, should I invest my time on learning to read guitar sheet music? Here's my thoughts on guitar sheet music. Guitar sheet music is super fun to take a piece of music that you've never looked at before. It's like picking up a book. You've never read it before. Ooh, what's this book? Ooh, Sony solid state memory camcorder. I've never read this. This will be so much fun. You know, you can just sit there and read it. But, and that's how sheet music is that you've never looked at a piece of music before, and you can look at it and just, you're off to the races. Now, with that being said, there is a fairly slow time that it takes to learn how to read music. It's a little bit cumbersome at first because it's kind of this code. But if you're not going to keep up with it, I would say don't like take a bunch of time and learn how to read sheet music and then not do it. So it's one of those things that if you keep up with, you're going to be good. It's not like riding a bike. You kind of have to come to it and read it a lot for it to be good at it. Does that make sense? So if you're going to continue to do it, then yeah, learn how to read sheet music because it's super rewarding, and there's a ton of it free on YouTube. Okay. What is the name of the song I was playing at the beginning of the video? That's called Green Sleeves. No one knows who wrote it. It's anonymous. Some people believe that it might have been written by one of the famous composers, but alas, no one knows who wrote it. They've taken that music, as David said here, and they've, what child is this? What child is this who lays to rest on Mary's? But the original melody and arrangement is called Green Sleeves. Yeah, try playing with sleigh bells, indeed. Do you feel skill supersedes quality? I don't understand that question, but let me keep reading here. I indulge guitars at Guitar Center and trying different samples. Found a certain Taylor guitar, just took my heart. What are your thoughts? Here are my thoughts. I will go backwards. On the Taylor guitar, if it stole your heart, that's all you're done, okay? Watch the first 2 videos that are inside the free course that I have, YourGuitarSage.com/30, or the link for that's inside at the top of the PDF, okay? Instagram folks, YourGuitarSage.com/30, or it's in the PDF, the top. So watch that, because I tell you how to pick out a guitar even if you don't know anything about guitars, because it would be similar to walking down the street and you find someone attractive and you're like, I'm gonna ask my friends if they think that he's attractive or she's attractive? Because I don't know. You friggin' know. Are they attractive or not? You know, right? So this guitar speaks to you. You don't really have to think anything more than that. If it speaks to you, it plays well, it sounds great, it's probably your guitar. You just haven't bought it yet, okay? That's why I say find out what the price range that you have, your budget, and play all those guitars. You're going to fall in love with something, maybe a couple of them, okay? So do that, okay? Don't worry about the brand name. Don't worry about what other people think. It doesn't matter. Taylor is a great name for a guitar, but what happens if it said, you know, it's like if it had some other name on it, would it matter? If it plays well and it stole your heart, it doesn't matter. That's what matters. Okay, now back to this top here. Do you feel skill supersedes quality? I would probably need you to phrase that in a different way because I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Yeah, if you can phrase that in a different way, Climber, I'll do it, okay? I'll try to answer that one. Okay. Okay, look what Jerry said here. I just bought a $100 Epiphone that puts a 600 plus Taylor next to it in shame. And that can happen. Okay? It can happen. It doesn't mean that Jerry's guitar is better than your guitar, but maybe the specific Epiphone that Jerry has and the specific Taylor that she's played puts it to shame. But you can't just say that Epiphone will put any, or you know what I'm saying? It really depends on the person and it depends on the guitar, because I've played Epiphones that are great and I've played Taylors that weren't so great, and vice versa. Indeed. So it really depends. That's why I say it depends on the individual guitar. Just play them, and then when you find the one that you want, grab it, because you can talk yourself out of a great guitar. Is reading sheet music related to theory by any chance? It's kind of like this. Reading sheet music is related to music theory like the alphabet and vowels and consonants and that sort of thing are related to reading. Okay, so like if you don't know how to read, if you don't know what the letters mean and how they should sound, then you won't be able to read. So there's a certain amount of theory that one would need to know to be able to read sheet music. Like you need to know where the notes are at on the fretboard. You need to know that the alphabet goes A through G, and that every note has a sharp except for B and E. There's some other things you need to know. But like in regards to is reading sheet music theory? No. There's some that's involved, but they're not synonymous, if you will. If you think about music theory is the understanding of how music works, how it relates, and why certain things work. Okay, so if you're in the key of G, and you know that if we know we're in the key of G, I know right away that the chordal scale, that's the scale. The chordal scale would be the same thing, but with certain major, minor chords, right? G major, A minor, B minor, C major, D major, E minor, F sharp diminished, and G. That's what we call chordal scales. And so music theory tells me that, whereas sheet music wouldn't tell me that. It would just show me the notes that I should play. It's like reading a book, okay? And music theory is like an instructional book that teaches you about something, in this case, music. Eric, when you get the store up, will you put your John Doe on some t-shirts? I would sign some t-shirts if you wanted that, David. Yeah. The deal is that these won't be shipping directly from the studio. They'll be shipping from the folks that are making these t-shirts for us. So I might do a special run or something like that. I'd probably have to charge more because I have to pay for the shipping for them to come to me, and then I'm signing them, and then we're repackaging them, resending them out, all the people hours it takes to do that sort of thing. So yeah, obviously we would probably have to charge a little bit more for those, but we could do that if you guys wanted a special run like that. We probably would have to have enough requests for that to do something like that. But that's a great idea, David. Thanks for bringing that up, bud. I think he means, does the quality of the guitar matter if you have superior skills? In other words, can an expert guitarist make a cheaper guitar sound great? Yes. So here's the deal. Both. Yes and no. If I handed a cheap guitar to Eddie Van Halen, he's going to make it sound better than someone who doesn't have the skill level that Eddie Van Halen does. Okay? Maybe a beginner. Okay? But is Eddie Van Halen going to sound better on superior equipment? Yes. Because it's built a certain way, it's just physics. So a solid guitar that has a solid top and solid sides and solid back, a $5,000 guitar is going to play differently than a $500 guitar and differently than a $100 guitar. It's going to play and sound differently. Now, whether you like that sound or not is subjective. Someone might go, man, I don't like that big sound. I don't like that big low end. I like it to sound tinny. I like it to sound thin. And if that's the sound you're going for, then you don't want a expensive guitar that resonates loudly and that sort of thing. But usually most folks do want that. Does that make sense? So there is a little bit of subjectivity to it, but for the most part, as a rule of thumb, the more you pay for something, you're going to have some quality built into it. Tesla can't sell $100,000 cars all day long like they do, and I understand they're not doing well financially and what have you, but they're selling those cars all day long. I see them all over Nashville. So you can't sell a $100,000 car that looks like a $30,000 car. Sorry for anybody out there who owns a Tesla. I think they're awesome and I'd love to own one, but I'm not spending $100,000 for a car. But they look like a $30,000 car. Sorry. I know they drive like a $100,000 car. But with that being said, there's a reason that they can sell them like that, is because there's something about it that people like, Maybe it's just the status symbol. I don't know. But nonetheless, people are buying them. Okay. Question. And let me know. So TBA, thanks for clearing that up. And hopefully hopefully I answered that the way that it was questioned. Pernille 7 is saying, question, what's convenient for fingerstyle, sheet music or guitar tabs? Either, but really, if you're playing fingerstyle guitar, classical guitar, anything like that, if you're playing classical guitar, you really want to learn how to read sheet music because it's just the two are made to be together, okay? All bits and pieces about that. Learn how to read music for fingerstyle, or at least classical fingerstyle. If you're just, doing other fingerstyle, but this, you could learn that through tab. That's what I mean by traditional, classical, even though I'm playing it on a steel string. Learn how to read sheet music for that. Yes. The guitar picks you. Yeah. Sometimes. I just got a Marshall MG10 CF amp. Do you know how is it? Do you know how is it? No, I don't, Rahan. You would know better than me because I never had that amp. If it sounds good to you, that's all that matters. Seriously. Listen to this for just a moment, because there's a little bit of wisdom in here, not just for guitar, but for anything. Does it friggin' matter what anybody thinks if you love a particular person or a particular guitar or a particular song? Don't let somebody talk you out of that, right? Unless there's a reason, unless they give you a really good reason. But if they're like, that guitar sounds like crap, and you're like, this guitar sounds awesome, go with that, okay? But if they're like, oh, those necks break off really easily or whatever, you may do some research. But if the reviews are high and other people aren't saying that, as like I say it all the time to my wife, if you get on the internet, you can always find someone. I mean, look at every single one of my videos. There's thumbs down. There's people that hate it. And you could find every video on YouTube that has thumbs down and bad comments on it, because there's always going to be somebody out there who wants to thumbs down or say something like that. It's just odds. That's all it is. It's not that there's ugly people in the world, although there is. That's not the reason. The reason is when you have enough people with enough opinions, someone's going to think differently than someone else. I know. a strange concept, but you can find this on Facebook and other places like that. You can actually find people that disagree with each other. Crazy, but it's true. Okay. All right, question. Sit in front of TV and play ultimate guitar chord sheets a lot, and that is my practice. Should I spend more time on one song, or is playing a bunch better practice? There's not one that's better than another. Now, if you're going to be playing those songs out live, it's important that you learn the song from top to bottom. But it's not necessarily bad that you're just jumping around. If you're playing guitar, you're doing good, okay? You're going to constantly be challenging yourself more and more. It's like working out. If you're like, I kind of do some push-ups and I kind of do some sit-ups and I kind of do some pull-ups, but I don't really have a routine. Well, most people will say, well, you better have a routine. And I think routine can be good, but routine can also be bad. So it's good to change up your routine. So whether you're working out or playing guitar, to me, if you're doing something, you're doing something. And otherwise, you're pontificating about working out or you're pontificating about practicing. If you got the guitar in your hand and you're practicing, you're doing good, okay? Like Bill Clinton, you're doing good, okay? So practice, doesn't matter. As long as you're doing something. Now, with that being said, sometimes you can come to a place where you're just getting bored and you may need to push beyond a plateau. So you stop at a certain place, and typically that's because it's a comfort level thing. And I'm talking about anything, working out, food, guitar, anything. You hit a certain place where you're like, I can't get beyond this. Of course you can get beyond it. You just think in the same way that you always have. You got to think differently. You got to do different things to get beyond that. So if you're like, man, I practice everything but guitar solos. I'm just not a guitar solo guy, but I'd like to be. But I'm not a guitar solo guy. Well, you're not a guitar solo guy because you don't practice guitar solos. That's the only reason. I'm not a Chinese speaking guy because I don't speak Chinese, because I don't live in China and my parents weren't Chinese and they didn't teach me. And by the way, it's called Mandarin. But nonetheless, I'm not good at Mandarin. I suck at it. I suck at violin too because I don't practice those things. So it's whatever you put your time into, you're going to get good at. And I know I sound like a broken record sometimes, but there's a lot of folks out there that need to hear this because they still don't believe it. They still think that people are magical. When I show you this video of this kid at the end of the broadcast here, it's going to get you to think again that people are just born with this. But alas, I wouldn't be posting this if I thought that. Just understand that this kid practiced a lot. You don't come out of the womb playing like this, okay? But watch it. You're going to be like, ugh, okay? All right, question. Sit in front. Okay, so we got that one. I wish my grandma was still around, Gary said. I wish mine was too, buddy. I love my grandma. She was cool. As grandmas can be. Ashley is saying, having a hard time understanding my guitar teacher explain the rules of intervals. Do you have a lesson on this? I know chords and major scales, but I feel discouraged that some things haven't clicked yet. Ashley, I do have a video on intervals. But Ashley, listen to me. Run to the top of this PDF and click on that link and get in that free program. I promise you, it's gonna uncover so many things for you in a really, really simple way. I've been doing this a while. If I'm good at anything, and I'm saying if I'm good at anything, okay, I think I might be good at getting guitar ideas across to people. That's the one thing I think I'm probably pretty good at, I think. Some people would disagree, but nonetheless, I really, truly believe that I'm good at that, and so I've really taken a lot of time and a lot of energy. If you're in any of my programs, friends, let Ashley know, let other folks know what I'm talking about here, because I can get you where you don't understand something to where you can understand something, because that's what I do all day long. I obsess about how I can break things down and make it to where it's step by step to where you can't mess up, okay? Yeah, so let's talk about intervals really quickly here. If you know the major scale, Ashley, which you should, then that's all you really need to know. And literally you'll know all your intervals immediately, okay? So this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about that I teach in the program. So if you don't know the major scale, learn it. It's in the free program. It's there for you. Otherwise, you know it and you would play it like this, okay? So watch this. So here's the major scale. This is G major, by the way. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Remember, an interval is the distance between two notes. So the distance between this note and this note is 1 fret, also known as a half step. The distance between this note and this note is 2 frets, right? 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 2 frets. That's the distance between the two. Also known as a whole step. Okay? Now, when we get to bigger intervals, we like to name them by the number that they are according to the major scale. So we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. The names are this, okay? And by the way, Ashley, I also have, so watch that free series on where I gave you the link that's in the top of the PDF. And then the other video that I want you to watch, if you're not in the Unstoppable Guitar System, where I go over intervals in detail, if you're not in that, then on YouTube search YourGuitarSage intervals. Okay, do that. So you need to know this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Here's how it works: the 1 and the 8. Or the 1, we can call them 1 and 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. These are bookends, okay? So this is a 1, okay? There's no interval, but if you were playing two notes at the same time, I just had this discussion with one of my students on Facebook, or I don't know where it was, but they were saying, wow, it's not unison, that's just a note. Well, if you have two of the same note playing, of the same name, two A's, that's called unison. They're the same note, okay? So this is a unison. But if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, octave, right? Octopus has 8 arms, 8, oct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that's known as the octave. And that's what I think of as the bookends, okay? Now, here's 1, here's 2, that's known as a major 2, here's a major 3. The 4 and the 5 are known as perfect, so perfect 4, perfect 5, major 6, major 7, and then back to our octave again. So it goes 1, major 2, major 3, perfect 4, perfect 5, major 6, major 7, and then back to your octave. If you want to know what the minor intervals are, well, then you just go a half step below the major one. So here's a 1, here's a major 2. That means this guy's got to be a minor 2. Here's a major 3, 1, 2, 3, major 3. Here's a minor 3. If we go to 1, 2, 3, 4, that's perfect, so we don't have a flat. We can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You don't have to worry why it's called perfect. Don't obsess over that. I know you're doing that right now, because I did it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's our 5. If we want to know what this interval is, it's known as a flat 5, or a sharped 4, or a diminished 5, or an augmented 4, or a tritone. There's probably other names for it. How many you want? All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's 6. That's our major 6. If you want to find the minor 6, this one's difficult. Go back a half step. Same as all the others, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, major 6, minor 7. Here's a, sorry, that was a major 6, minor 6. If we want to find the major 7, minor 7, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, major 7, minor 7. Half step below it, right? That's literally intervals. It's only intervals you need to know. You can go up from there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You could do that too. But that's just a matter of counting. Cool? All right. Great question. Okay. John Williams, SJ200, flagship of the acoustic line. It is. It's what they call. It's called the King of the Flat Tops, and I fell in love with it in 1990. I've played one that was a 1969. My buddy had one. It was in the studio. I needed a guitar. He let me play it. I fell in love with it. Oh my gosh, I fell in love with it. And I didn't. Oh, and then so I couldn't afford it, and I bought a Yamaha, which I still have. It's in Florida right now, but I still have that guitar. It's at my mom's house. and so I don't have to travel. I can just fly down there, and I got a guitar. And it played beautifully. It sounded beautiful, but not quite like the SJ200. And then I got this SJ200 about 5 years ago when I could afford to buy one. So pretty cool. And yeah, they're expensive. I bought this one for $2,000. What? I know, I stole it. But yeah, normally they're about $3,000 used, $3,500 new on the very, very low end, but up to $5,000-$6,000. They're expensive. Oh, I practiced so much that I got trigger finger and have to get my hand injected with a steroid shot. Ever happened to you? I've been using ice in the morning. Larry, I was over at Chuck Jones's house the other day. Chuck Jones is a famous writer. He wrote Your Love Amazes Me by John Barry and a slew of other hits, but that's the one of the bigger one that he was known by. That was a massive hit. But I was over at his house the other day, and we were writing and creating new bump music for my videos. And he's a great guitar player. I'm going to have him on the show at some point. But he said that he had trigger finger, and I kind of let the comment go. I thought he was just being, silly. I didn't know what he meant by that. So I'll have to figure out what he meant by that or what you mean by that. I don't know what that means, trigger finger. So let me know, Larry, specifically, and then maybe I can address it because I don't know what that means. I'll have to ask him. Okay, I'm into blues and pop. This is Rahan saying, I got my first amp. What are the first 2 pedals that I should get apart from a looper? Rahan is saying. Rahan, I have a video on this on YouTube, but I would say to get here's the deal. I can save you some money, and this pedal is going to be out soon. Oh, it's so soon. We just worked on the design, but a Tube Screamer is a great pedal, and the OCD is a great pedal. Those are 2 very different overdrives, okay? The OCD is great for like humbucker type stuff, in my opinion, and the Tube Screamer is great for single coil stuff, in my opinion. Some people will use they'll use them both for both. For me, I almost primarily stick to the way that I just mentioned to you there. With that being said, I went to one of my good buddies, Mark Kerr with Kerrtronics, and he creates pedals, and I said, man, I want to create one pedal that has all the magic of, the design, not the design, but basically the basic vibe with our own bits that we're throwing in there from the Tube Screamer, and the basic vibes of what I like from the OCD with my own bits put in there. And essentially we recreated, so I should say they're not copied, but it's inspired by, if you will, okay? Because we did some different things to these pedals. Not only that, they're in the same pedal that you can use at the same time in series, or you can use them separately. So it's basically in series, not Siri. Okay, so you could wait for that pedal to come out. That'll save you time as opposed to buying those 2 pedals, and it'll get you more because there's more in it. But the OCD pedal is one of my favorite pedals. Full tone OCD, especially the version 3. It's called the Rico, and that one. And then I would get a multi-pedal. Get the Line 6 M5. That's great. Has lots of different effects built into it, and it's a lot of bang for your buck. Okay. Oh, hold on here. I got to read this. Why do you do this, YouTube? These chats just like fly by so quickly. Ugh. Okay, hold on. I just saw somebody say something. Okay, I've lost it now. Something about a Frankenstrat. Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. I have several moderately expensive guitars, $1,000 range, and my favorite is a Frankenstrat I made for $125. Nice, see? So it truly just depends. All right, cool. All right, looking for those question marks. Hi, Eric. Got here late. Is Christmas song lesson on at the beginning? Yeah, Mike, we've done 5 of the songs already, and we're going to do 5 more tomorrow. Climber saying, soon I may transition to electric. Is loud electric guitar sound a hearing health concern I should keep in mind? How do you manage acceptable exposure to that sound? You turn the volume down. Like, it's literally that simple. No, you can make it quieter than an acoustic or louder than anything you've ever wanted, depending on your amp. It's not a problem. Eric, I've noticed on certain guitar chords changes. Eric, I've noticed on certain chord changes on the pickup before the switch, I sometimes hit open strings to speed up the transition. Is that a problem? No, it's not, Jasco, because the guitar is very forgiving in this way. Watch this. If I'm strumming, right, and I'm going like, here comes, I forget what, let's see. Okay, so we got an A and E. Now watch. If I were to go silent night, watch when I switch over to the E. So it took me a second to get there purposely. I did that purposely. But usually, if it's not on the downbeat, like if you're going so I did for actually 2 or 3 strums there. I just had my hands off the strings. Now we want the downbeat to be there, so. See, watch this. So I'm literally pulling my hand off the guitar there. And the guitar it doesn't sound terribly dissonant by doing that. Even though it's not a really beautiful sounding chord, we're doing something, you know, and these notes resonate with each other a bit. So that's totally fine to do. Yeah. All right. Okay, great. That's cool, Ray. Understanding the major scale like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sage is metal. I got some metal in me, my friend. I do. Okay, fa. What happens when you okay, so you're talking amongst yourselves there. Okay, cool. Is it possible that it's fret buzz above the 9th fret? Okay, you're talking amongst yourselves there. Sorry. Those strings look like they are twisted like a barber pole on my computer. What kind are they, or is it an optical illusion? It's probably an optical illusion. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I mean, they go down the peg, as I teach in my videos on how to restring your guitar. But they're just standard D'Addario strings. Sally's saying, Eric, can you demonstrate how to do a palm mute chord, please? Yeah, let's do this. Let me see if I can get at a good angle here. So a palm mute, okay? So if I was doing like, let me get a pick here. No, I don't need a pick. Okay, so if I'll try to move my sleeve here so that you can see. So if I'm strumming, basically what I'm going to do is take my hand and put it on the bridge of the guitar, and I'll show you from another angle here in just a minute. Just enough where it creates that kind of muffled sound. So you can see the actual bridge is this white thing there. And so I'm backing off of it a little bit. So the closer I get in towards the strings, right? The closer I am this way, then the more muffled it's going to be. So if I have my hand here, nothing, right? Because it's not over the bridge. But if I start coming over here, you can actually hear the strings mute. And you can do this sort of thing where you... So I kind of thrash metal knows what I'm talking about because that's how you play metal or rock guitar. You mute, you know. Got my first real six string, bought it after 5 and down. You mute, right? It's hardly metal, but it's rock, and you get the idea. Okay. Okay, cool. All right, so Jerry's saying, I'm so stunned. I still don't know how I've noodled on guitar for ages and have never seen a minus sign after a chord name to represent a minor chord. Huh. Yeah, Jerry, I mean, that's all I see. I don't see MIN anymore. But then again, I'm looking at my own charts and stuff too. Well, like on Ultimate Guitar, on their chord charts, I think it's a minus symbol. It's not MIN. So it just, I guess it depends on where you're looking, you know. And if you're looking at charts from one particular person, that's probably what they're doing, you know. Hi, Eric. Can you demonstrate? Okay, we did that one, right? Okay. I noticed on my Strat that when I bend certain frets, the string seems to deaden. Is it time to change the strings or is it something else? It's probably not the strings. It's probably that your guitar needs a good setup. And so setup is generic, right? Because they look at many different parts of the guitar. The neck, the nut, the bridge, the strings, there's lots of different things. The pitch of the neck, if there's any frets that have problems, the truss rod, there's lots of different reasons why that could be deadening. But you got something in your setup, chances are, that are wrong. Probably not the strings. I've never heard of strings doing that. It's not to say that they couldn't, but a string is a string. It's not changing much, you know. Nylon strings, they can fray and stuff like that, but you know, strings, steel strings typically just get old and they just start sounding dull. But yeah, I would definitely bring it into a guitar luthier and have them check that out because it sounds like that's what it needs, you know. Facetious, someone's saying. Facetious. If you're talking about me, I can be facetious. Have you looked at Keith Richards' fretting hand? Oh my God. No, I haven't. Is it all messed up? I don't know. I can't say that I've seen his fretting hand per se. Okay, Eric, your index finger pulls to an L at the second knuckle called the trigger finger. Can fix surgically? Mine was. It means the index finger pulls to an L at the second knuckle. Huh. Well, my hands are all fouled up. So you can see my pinky there. I can't, like, that's me making my pinky straight. I literally cannot straighten it no matter how much I try. Hold on, let me try. Literally, I can't make it straight. I'd have to do this, and even then it doesn't totally bend straight because I had arthritis, because I ate like crap. This finger, same thing, it's all bent, and then my thumbs are kind of fouled up, and then this pinky is bent a little bit, but not like the other one. So that was from arthritis, and probably can be surgically fixed as well, but I don't want to do that. With that being said, Mike, not to be sarcastic, but whenever someone talks about their hands and, you know, little deficits in their hands, like, oh, I have part of a finger chopped off, or I have a whole finger chopped off. I know for some of you, you're like, that's crazy. That's a huge deficit. I send them a link to of a video of a guy who has no arms playing chords and playing guitar with his feet. I joke you not. Okay, so. Look it up on YouTube. Say no arms guitar. You're going to see the guy there. He's got long hair. I think he's in San Diego. But I'm saying if that guy can do it, we all can do it, you know. But with that being said, Mike, I'm not belittling what you have there because, you know, I have to work around what I've got. I do. And but I don't know, you know, you're going to know better because you're dealing with that finger all day long. So I don't know specifically, and I apologize that I don't know. All right. every one of his fingers looks like a hammer. His hand looks very arthritic. It may be. Yeah, his hands may be arthritic. I mean, dude's been around the block. And while he was going around the block, he did a lot of drugs. So chances are his fingers are a little fouled up, right? He's gotten into some trouble over the years, right? When will your new pedal you described earlier come out, and how much will it cost? I can tell you that the cost of it will probably be less than $225. Both of those pedals together are, if you're buying the very, very cheapest ones, are well over $300. So we're definitely going to be well under what it would cost to buy both of those pedals, but I don't know exactly the price yet, because we don't know exactly all the costs that are in that yet. Jerry, I'm assuming that's what you just posted, is the video of that guy, and if you did, thank you, that's cool. Okay. All right. Oh, the camera refresh. Okay, gotcha. Okay, wound strings. Yeah, these strings are wound indeed. Yeah. I mean, pretty much the G string up, that sounds really weird, is going to be wound, okay? The G string up will be wound. Seriously, Eric, is there anything on guitar that you don't know? You are amazing. Oh, thank you so much, Patrick. I really appreciate that. Well, from years and years of teaching and people asking questions, and you get a lot of the same questions, and then you get some that stretch you too, that you're like, I don't know. Let me look that up. Let me look that up. Thank you, bud. I'm sure there's a lot that I don't know. We don't know what we don't know. Trigger finger is one of your fingers stuck in a bent position. Happens during sleep. Doctor injects needles into the palm of the hand for treatment. Obviously, you never or you would remember the shot. Huh. Ooh. Wow. I don't want that. That does not sound fun at all. Okay. Eric, what do you have in the sound hole of your Gibson? Oh, hold on, another question before this one. How many hours a day? I'll answer the first one. Jerry, this is an LR Baggs Anthem. It's actually a pickup control. So inside there, let's see if I can I can zoom in on this. So inside here, you'll see there's a volume, and then there's a tone control, and then there is something to check the battery, I believe. Yeah, something to check the battery, and then I think one of these things adjusts the phase. There's a button there that adjusts the phase. You've got a tone or volume. One of them is volume, and the other one basically does the balance of the piezo pickup and the microphone that's inside of here. So it's got two. It's got pickup, which these pickups always suck on every guitar since the beginning of time to the end of time. Piezos suck. They sound terrible. But the microphone in there sounds amazing. So I almost have it all on microphone, or I think I have it all on microphone. And then there's this little thing right here that basically I can hit that and see how much battery is left on this thing, which is really nice. Super amazing pickup. It's like a $300 pickup, but it will make your acoustic guitar sound magical. Okay. Ashley's saying, how many hours a day would you recommend that I practice? Also, how do you split up guitar practice time, guitar study, like theory, scales, chords, etc.? Hope this isn't a dumb question. It's not a dumb question at all, Ashley. Get in the free program, and also there is a live video that I did not too long ago. You can find it by typing YourGuitarSage live practice. Watch that video. Download the PDF, Ashley. It will change your life in regards to your playing life, your guitar playing, because we go over the question, why is it that you're playing guitar? And if you can answer that question accurately, what it will do is it will will position you to where you'll know exactly what it is that you need to practice. That's the better question, is what do you need to practice? Because you could be practicing the wrong stuff all day long. Practice makes permanent, so you'll be developing all these bits and pieces that you aren't going to use, right? But if you want to be a blues guitar player, you're going to practice bluesy things, blues scales, blues chord progressions, etc., etc. You need to know what it is that you want to do on the guitar, Ashley, and then drill down that way. And I have some suggested paths in regards to songwriters, blues guitar players, studio guitar players, etc., etc., in that series. Okay. Also, how much time would you recommend? As much time as you possibly can put into the guitar, Ashley. And that is dependent on your why. Again, also, if you just like playing Christmas songs, once a year, then you probably don't need to practice much every day. Just practice as you're getting closer to December. However, I have a pretty accurate mathematical way to figure this out. And it goes like this. If you're totally fine with sucking, then don't practice much. If mediocrity is your thing and you just want to be one of those people that when people see you play, they go, cool. If you're into that, like if you're desiring that mediocrity sound, then just play a medium amount. And if you want to be that kind of person who people go, oh my God, that's amazing, like this kid that I'm going to show you at the end of the program, then you'll want to practice as much as you can, okay? Don't try to think about how many hours. Try to think about how many bullcrap things we can cut out of our day, like whatever that is to you. I won't say anything because I don't want to trigger anybody, but whatever that is to you, I'm just saying hypothetically if that's watching TV or if that's playing video games or something. I'm not saying those are bad. I'm just saying that if you think those things are bad and those are cutting into your guitar time, then cut those out and do more guitar and become a great guitar player. Okay? What's my excuse? Well, I teach a lot. That's my excuse. I would like to be a better player than I am, but I'm doing so much teaching. Otherwise, if I wanted to be a better player, it really has everything to do and only to do with practice. That's all it is. What else could it be? I've never met an infant that can play guitar. Never met one yet. And YouTube has tons of 7-year-olds and 8-year-olds and 10-year-olds and 13-year-olds playing guitar really, really, really well. But I've yet to see an infant. And so I stand with my original statement with no one's born with this stuff. It's all developed, okay? Now there maybe they came from a musical family where there's something in their DNA or something like that helps them to understand stuff a little bit better. But it's like if you're going to start pulling out those as excuses, people use those as excuses not to excel. They never use those excuses to become better. They use those excuses to say, well, this is why I'm mediocre, okay? And if that makes people feel better, then that's okay. But honestly, I don't think that makes anybody feel better. It does for a moment. So, Ashley, practice your ass off. That's the answer. That many hours. When I was a kid, when I was in high school and stuff, I would sometimes, if I had the day and I could do it, I would practice from the time I woke up to 2, 3 o'clock at night. Put in a 16-hour day if I could. But most of the time, it was a minimum of 8 hours, 8 to 12 hours during the summer and stuff like that. Do you teach on using the tremolo too? Patrick's saying. Not per se. I don't think I have any videos on just that because really, I mean, down and up. But no, I don't really have any specific videos on that other than videos where I'm teaching a song that maybe it's using the tremolo system, like Beat It. I just did the guitar solo for Beat It and the whole song actually, and so I'm talking about some techniques there. Also, Stray Cat Strut by the Stray Cats. That one I use the tremolo bar, maybe a couple others, but that's in those I specifically do that, you know? Yeah. So Keith Richards will outlive the cockroaches. So this is why some of you know that I have a musical project. I do this because we haven't recorded anything in a while, and it's just me and my wife, and the project is called Kirby and the Roaches. There's no Kirby and there's no roaches, but it's called Kirby and the Roaches, and I know that's a crazy ass name. It sounds like a punk band, but my wife said that one time, Kirby and the Roaches, because we had this dog that lived forever. She lived like 18 years, and we'd always joke and we'd say, "My God, she just keeps going. The only thing that's going to be left at the end of the world is Kirby and the Roaches." And I said, "Dude, that's the name of a punk band. Let's start a punk band." And she doesn't like punk, so we had to just do the kind of music that we do, which is awesome. It's cool. I love it, but that's how we came up with that name, which we've got some stuff on YouTube if you want to check it out. Just search Kirby, Kerby, Kerby, and the Roaches. Okay, so, whoa, dude, more respect for the arthritis, man. Have you seen Fingerless Guitar Brian playing his Hendrix and blues? No, I'll have to look that up. Maybe one of the guys can look that up, and and I can post on it later on. Fingerless Guitar Brian. I've seen guys play with no hands and no arms, and I know you say, "Well, how?" Watch the videos, and you'll find out how. Jerry Garcia was missing a finger. Yeah, so he's missing. So was Tony Iommi. Django Reinhardt played with 2 fingers. 2 fingers. The guy played faster than I can probably ever imagine playing. Look that guy up. Django Reinhardt, gypsy jazz player. So when I hear people you talking about, I got this and I got that and I got the other thing, it's not that I don't have empathy, but my empathy is not going to help them play better. It's not my job to pat people on the head and to powder their bottoms. My job is to help you be the guitar player you want to be, and in order to do that, we got to stop with excuses, and we got to just say, well, how do we get there? How do we get from here to there? But if the excuse makes one feel better, then that's okay too, whatever. Like a no judgment, you know what I mean? Seriously, no judgment. But I'm just saying, when you see somebody play with their feet, it's going to make you go, I think I can get through what I'm getting through, okay? And I don't say that to hurt anybody's feelings. I know we live in a very triggered world right now. If you're triggered right now, I'm sorry. That's all I can say. But I have to be honest for those people that are getting what I'm saying right now and are like, "You're damn right, Eric. I'm going to play." Those people, I'm trying to help. The other people, I can't help. Trigger finger, I had to have carpal tunnel surgery fixed during that surgery. Nice, Mike. Very cool. Yeah, I could have these fixed, and I don't know, maybe one day I will, but I don't really find it getting in the way, per se. I just work around it. Tony has plastic fingertips on 2 fingers. Really? Wow, how about that? And Django Reinhardt had a pair of his fretting fingers paralyzed. Yeah, the only fingers that worked for him were fingers 1 and 2. He would kind of get this third one up. It was gnarled up. So he was a very famous jazz player, Django Reinhardt was. He used all 4 fingers. And then there was a fire that he saved his wife from. It was in a house. And I think it was in a house. She had like a cart, like one of these little push carts, and it had like stuff that she was selling on it. And it caught on fire, and somehow he saved her, and in the process, like messed up the nerves in his hand for fingers 3 and 4, and his fingers were gnarled up like this. And so you can see him playing. There's videos on YouTube of him playing. And fingers 1 and 2, he's just going all around the fretboard. Every now and then he'll cock that 3rd finger up to play a chord, but other than that, he only used fingers 1 and 2. Crazy, right? Crazy. All right. What is a ghost note and how do you play them? Here's one. Did you hear it? No, that's a ghost note. No, a ghost note is when we do like it's usually in a rake, like, you know, that's a ghost note. Or if you do like it's a note that's there, but it's there for just a moment, and that's it. It's just there for a moment. A very fast note, some people call that a ghost note. Della, look Django up. You've got the right spelling there. So D-J-A-N-G-O. Look up Django guitar on YouTube, and you will see him playing, probably with just those first 2 fingers. If you see him playing with all 4 fingers, move on to another video, because although he's amazing to watch, but he did it all with just those 2 fingers too. Okay, can playing Rocksmith hurt learning the guitar. Nah, makes me not do lessons. Yeah, I mean, lessons are good. So Rocksmith probably ain't going to hurt you playing guitar, but it may not be as good as other types of practice. Does that make sense? Okay. I'm a 68-year-old man. I was pretty good in the guitar in the 60s. I just picked it up again. However, due to my arthritis fingers, they're not what they used to be. What exercise do you recommend? Jerry, I know I'm going to offend people here, but I can't. But look, the truth offends people. So here's the deal. There's no exercise that you're going to do that's going to help your arthritis, except the exercise of not putting inflammatory foods into your mouth. That is what causes arthritis. The doctor will tell you otherwise, but that's because they don't know. They're like, you just get arthritis when you're old. It's a cop-out. It's not true. It's because of an acidic system. When I cut out animal products, my arthritis stopped. It dried up like that. Like overnight. So, but if you don't want to stop doing that, obviously there's steroids and other stuff that's not good for your system that you can take, but this stuff's not good for your system. I literally just laughed out loud and scared the cat. Yes. If you don't really care about sucking a lot, don't practice that much. Harsh realities. It's true. It's just true. I'm sucking less and less. Me too. And the weird thing is, the more you practice, the less you will suck. It's like a ratio. More practice, less suck. Just happens. Do you have video in YouTube for more advanced spumming techniques? Spumming. I don't know what that means. I'm trying to figure it out because I know you probably mean something else. Spumming. Let me know if you could shore that word up, because I think strumming techniques. Yes, I do, my friend. Yes, strumming techniques. Sorry, I should have guessed that. Spumming. Noah, here's what to do. Yeah, I have some stuff on YouTube. It's not nearly as detailed. This is the stuff that's in my free course that is in the link that's at the top of the PDF. Do that. And then in there, which you won't get this on YouTube either, is I've got it's in the PDF for you as well, but you're going to find all the strumming techniques with a PDF and what have you in that free course. Okay, so check that out. I think I have some of those strumming techniques or patterns and what have you inside the PDF for today as well. Okay. All right. What do I think of Pink Floyd? I think they're amazing. They are one of my favorite bands of all times. I love Floyd. Love. Pure tough. Love, Eric. That's harsh. I know. He only has 300 subs, huh? Hey, Thrash Metal, put up a link, if you would, for Fingerless Guitar Brian. Like, grab the link from YouTube and post it here so other people can see him. And then, folks, if you like what he's doing, sub to that guy. That'd be really cool. Yeah, let's check it out. He's going to be like, where are all these subs coming from? The trigger word again. I have huge fingers, Eric. I must play the A major chord with 2 fingers. Do you have any recommendations for guitars with wide fretboards? Rusty, as a rule, Spanish guitars or nylon guitars have wider fretboards. With that being said, you'd have to do some research, because I know there are some guitars out there and there are some manufacturers that are doing that, but I don't know a lot. And I don't know any off the top of my head, to be quite honest with you. Tai Chi helps arthritis. That is correct. Glucosamine helps arthritis. That is correct. I've used glucosamine. I haven't done Tai Chi. I've done lots of yoga and those sorts of things, hanging upside down, my inversion table, and jumping on a trampoline, like one of these little bouncers, all sorts of different things, yeah. But any exercise that keeps the lymphatic system going, yeah, you have one. A lymphatic system. It's like keeps it basically helps your body get rid of stuff you don't need. All the external bad stuff that's coming in from food, breathing, chemicals, all. Could you show a decent classic rock or metal progression you can loop and solo over it? Jan or Jan, or one of the two there. I do this a lot. In fact, at the beginning of lots of these videos, I do that. I won't do that today because I probably have 100 or something videos like that on YouTube. Literally. Lots of stuff. So you could search YourGuitarSage loop and you'll find some stuff. Call and response. You'll see that. All sorts of bits that I do like that. Yes. Thank you for the strumming. Yes. Spamming, guerrilla marketing. Yeah, that's what I thought of at first, is spamming. Andy's saying, if I can route my next trip to Mexico via Nashville, can I buy you a beer for real? I would love that, Andy. Yeah, hit me up like on one of my social channels there, and we'll talk. If I'm in town, then we'll get together. It'd be fun. How do you choose a strumming pattern for a song? Great question, Jim. So how do you practice a strumming pattern for a song? So I won't go into all the detail on this because this is a long explanation, but I do talk about that in another video. Jim, I hate to do this to you because it's going to take 15 minutes to explain it properly. I'll do like a 2-minute version of it, but on YouTube, search YourGuitarSage strum, and you're going to find some videos where I talk about this. Just getting familiar with the strumming patterns that I have for you inside the free program is going to help you immensely, okay? Immensely, because it's like tasting food and then having an idea of what hot means and sweet and all that stuff. You're not going to know what that means if you don't actually taste it, right? So, but for the most part, in picking a strumming pattern for a song, you want to listen to the drums. What are the drums doing? If they're doing this, pop, 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 as opposed to as opposed to pop, 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 or pop, 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 pop. Typically, you're going to match what the hi-hat's doing, and then the emphasis as far as like the snare and the kick drum, those are going to be your accents, right? So, Folsom Prison Blues. I hear the train a-coming, it's rolling around the bend. That's the drum, that's what the snare's doing, right? So, right? Hear the train a-coming, it's rolling around the bend. Something like that, a train beat. So a lot of that is the feel of the song. You just want to listen across to the drums and do your best effort. What am I hearing? Well, I'm hearing this busy part on the drums. So let me replicate that, see if that comes across. And now that's also having to do with if you're playing solo guitar, because we want to bring in these different instruments so that the listener knows right away what song we're doing. If the drums were doing this and the guitar was doing this, well, then you could, but you were used to hearing the songs with the drums, then if you were playing solo guitar, you might not play it. Because that's not very it doesn't have much of a fingerprint to it. But this, you're kind of stealing the rhythm from the drums. Does that make sense? So that your listener is going to be like, oh, I know what song that is. Okay, for the same reason when you hear someone playing a cover song on an acoustic, a lot of times they'll quote like the main riff or something like that, even though the acoustic guitar wasn't playing in that at all, or maybe there wasn't an acoustic guitar at all in the song. When I play Hallelujah by Rufus Wainwright, that version, I'm playing this. There's no guitar in the song, so how do I know what to play, right? Well, if you're just listening across, we're playing the right chords, we're playing the basic rhythm, boom, 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 boom. It's a piano. So I'm just taking the dun, 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 and I'm doing that. Dun, bum, 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 bum. So you're stealing the rhythmic motif or idea and the chords, and then that's going to give you closer to that sound. Does that make sense? Are the Boss multi-effects pedals good? Yeah, Pretty good. How about some animal products? Mike, it's just like anything, right? It's just like anything. Some is some. So some cocaine is more than no cocaine. Some arsenic is more than no arsenic. So some animal products will cause some inflammation. And it just does. Our bodies aren't very good at handling that, okay? If you're offended, not you, Mike, I know you're not offended because you're asking me, but if you're offended by that, I'm sorry, it's science, and if you don't believe me, you'll find a million people that say it doesn't do that, but you're gonna find those people aren't very healthy. The people that are healthy are the people that are saying this stuff is not, it causes inflammation. There's a reason I do that. It's not just to help animals out, that's part of it, I like animals, but the other reason is that healthy, I wanna be healthy, right? Lymphatic system, Wim Hof, follow that guy, he's a beast. This guy, I don't know how old he is, 60, 70. He'll swim under glaciers, under one side and come out the other. I mean, pitch black, it's under a glacier, so it's not pitch black, but I mean, you're talking in the ocean, it's freezing cold. This guy hiked Mount Everest in a pair of shorts and I think some sandals or something. It's crazy, okay? What we are able to do as humans if we do the right thing, okay? That's what this is all about. We're learning how to do the right thing. So, and there's so many different sections of life that we can delve into, health and working out and meditation and being kind and playing guitar and whatever, expanding the brain. There's so many cool different things that we can do, and we've got all this stuff at our disposal on the web, right? So cool. All right, David, I'll see you tomorrow. Awesome. I can tell you that more guitars doesn't help with sucking. You're right, Mike. It does not help with sucking. Usually it'll help you pick up the guitar more a little bit, but it doesn't help with sucking. Yeah. William Sam, I have some older guitars that I've set up to sound great. Do you think acoustic guitar sounds better as they get older? As a rule, William, yeah, they do, because what happens is the wood starts drying out a little bit more. Now, you don't want to get it so dry because then it can start breaking and become very brittle. But as a rule, as wood, this is why violins and wood instruments like guitars and drums and stuff like that start sounding better with time, because they start resonating more because they become more porous. So yes, as a rule. And anybody who says that's not true, because you will find, look, on anything you'll find something, people say that something's not true. I think the world is round. There are lots of very, very, very smart people that believe the world is flat. I know that sounds nuts, but it's a smaller group of people, and they have some good theories as to why the world is flat, okay? I know it sounds ridiculous to some of you, right? But this is with everything, right? We see it with politics, we see it with everything. And as soon as we stop, as soon as we realize that people have different opinions, we're going to be better off, and we don't have to go with whoever changes our mind every time. When it comes to the guitar, you're going to find people that say the wood doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it has a solid top or this, that, or the other thing. It does matter if it sounds better and you want a better sounding guitar, then all of a sudden it does sound better. But some people will say, oh no, the wood doesn't matter, and that sort of thing. But you're going to find the majority of the people say it indeed makes a difference. I'm one of those people. I indeed believe it makes a difference. Larry, this must be the first time you've watched one of my videos, because this video just went from guitar practice to eating steaks and taking drugs. What? I know. They always do. They get crazy, you know. Yeah. These videos get weird. Has a previous student ever come back to teach you something new? Larry, here's the deal. I always say this, is that I don't care if it is a brand new student. It's typically not a brand new student, but I have had many students play and say, well, I was doing this thing and I came up with this and da 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 da, and I go, well, isn't that cool? What a fresh perspective. And there is something new. What they're showing me, it's a different perspective. So indeed, yeah, it doesn't matter how old you are, how long you've been playing guitar, you've got a unique voice, okay? You're an artist. We all come to this world having something to offer it that nobody else can offer but you. I'm not saying that as a pep talk. I've got no time for pep talks, okay? But it is absolutely true. We're all unique, and that uniqueness allows us to bring something unique to the world, every single one of us. Unique music. No one's going to play the guitar like you. No one's going to sing like you. Now, you may be judging yourself, and other people may be judging you, but we've talked a lot about that sort of thing in this broadcast today, right? Bottom line, you have something to bring. Taylor Swift, you like her? Tons of people are like, Taylor Swift sucks. Well, guess what? Taylor Swift has made more money than probably anybody at music. So she's got something right, and it's not just marketing, okay? She's definitely palatable to a lot of people. But again, we're talking about differing opinions. I've had lots of students that will come and say, hey, I was doing this thing, and I was doing this, and I'll be like, huh, very cool, huh, never thought about that. So yes, it does happen. More often than you might think. But then again, I'm always looking out for it too. I'm always looking to learn. So, and I try to leave the ego outside the door, because the ego never does anything constructive, you know? Okay, I'm back on Facebook here. I'm going to answer a few questions on Facebook, and then we're going to head out because I got lots of stuff to do today for you guys. Videos to make, all sorts. I'm having problems with my A chord. I have fat fingers. Any tips? Yes, practice. That's all it is, Donnie. You will figure out what your fingers are doing there, okay? Even if you think you have fat fingers, it's probably that you're not playing on your fingertips as well as you should be, okay? Watch the beginner series that I've given you for free, Donnie. I go into specific detail about this. If you're not doing that, your chords will never sound right. If you're doing it, they're going to start sounding right, and the more you practice that technique, the more they're going to sound right. Okay? Okay, and I'm only answering those with a question mark. It's just too difficult to read everything. I'm undecided on which course I need. Any Christmas specials for courses coming up? Gene, the only course you need is the Unstoppable Guitar System. I mean, start with the free course, but really that's everything that you're ever going to need forever, okay? The Udemy course is great, but we don't pump videos into that thing anymore, not like we used to do, okay? It's all about the Unstoppable Guitar System. So we probably will have something, but I don't know for sure. You just got to look out for it. I got to talk it over with my guys. I don't know what we're doing. Jonathan, is the same thing A minor D7? So we had the split bar. They're the same as A minor slash D7? No, it's not, because when you have a slash chord, what you mean is an A minor, right, with a D in the bass. So in that case, it would sound like this. That'd be an A minor with a D in the bass. Okay, so a slash chord just means you have the chord is on the left, and the one that's on the right is your bass note that goes underneath the chord. So normally an A minor chord has an A in the bass. If it's an A minor slash D, it's an A minor chord. Put a D as the very lowest note. Either drop that E string to a D or put some sort of D as the very lowest note. If it's not an A minor slash D. I have a video for that, Jonathan, on YouTube. Search YourGuitarSage /chords, and you'll find what I'm talking about. Okay, in your PDF, A minor 7, but I see G7. Is that the same thing? Okay, same question. No, it's not, because the G/C is a G chord with a C in the bass. Okay, so that's what that is. Look that up. YourGuitarSage /chords. Do you cover how to operate an amp if you are a beginner? I have no clue what I don't know about them. Donnie, I do have lots of videos like that inside the Unstoppable Guitar System, but I don't have that inside of on YouTube, really, because there's so many different amps, so they're all different, okay? All the common sense stuff you're going to get yourself. There's an on switch, there's volume, equalizer, reverb, those sorts of things. Whatever you turn up is going to get louder. So no, I don't. So really you just need to tweak it. You just need to work with it. But I would look specifically on YouTube to see if someone's talking about your amp and working with your amp, okay? Are scales taught in your course? Yes, lots and lots and lots about scales and how to use them and where to use them and why to use them, etc., etc. My kids think I'm old and dull. Does that make me a guitar string? Do I have any ZZ Top lessons? I do, Tyler. Just search YourGuitarSage ZZ. I'm pretty sure I do. Anytime, here's, people ask about songs all the time. They say, Eric, I need to learn some songs. How do I do that? Like, what songs should I learn? Well, I've got 1,000-something videos on YouTube, so you kind of need to do some picking. Otherwise, I'm going to throw something out there and you're going to be like, well, I don't like them. So search YourGuitarSage and then whatever artist you're looking for. YourGuitarSage Elvis, YourGuitarSage ZZ Top, YourGuitarSage Clash, etc. Okay? All right. Mary is saying, stop giving medical advice, people. Who gave medical advice? I don't know. Someone must have. I didn't. I just said that eating inflammatory foods creates inflammation. That's like saying drinking water or water is wet. That's all I'm saying. But the kids are triggered these days. Not you, Mary. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about people. You know the people. Them. It's never us, right? Oh, there it is. There it is. Brian Fingerless Dude. Awesome. Practice at least 3 hours a day, Phil is saying. Eric, your mushroom water tea. Yes, I'm drinking it right now. Do you use a powder or do you steep actual mushrooms? No, I don't have the time for that. I buy it off of Amazon. In fact, they've got this, it's like 20 mushroom blend or 12 mushroom blend. It's a powder and it's organic and you just put like a teaspoon in it. It tastes great. It's awesome. In fact, every morning now I'm having this with my wife. We're having this mushroom cacao mix and it is made by 4 Sigmatic, like the number 4, F-O-U-R, Sigmatic, S-I-G-M-A-T-I-C, 4 Sigmatic. It is awesome, so good, so tasty. And you're getting all these wonderful mushrooms that they're finding out are fantastic for you. Thank you, Roy. All right, buddy, yeah. Oh, thank you so much, Roy. Yes, friends, share this video right now. Why? Because, number one, sharing is caring, and we're getting into that season. Please share. And also, if you don't, if you're not into sharing and you're just selfish, well, then guess what? You could win a $400 course, because that's how I do it. Actually, the $400 course and the 365, which is an $80 course, I believe. So somebody will win both of those, friends. So share this video today on and all the ways that you can share. The more you do it, the better chances you are to win, okay? Can you recommend a good controllable humidifier? No, I'm still trying to find one. I go through them like candy. They break. I use them constantly. Hey, beginner question. How can I get rid of the noise when releasing the chords? Don't worry about that, my friend. That'll happen in time, and only beginners typically are worried about that. No one cares. It's a guitar. It's supposed to make that noise. That noise, that sort of thing. Diana, it really has everything to do with practice. You're not doing anything wrong. You just need to do more practice. That's all it is. Okay, this starts ironing out when you practice more. Okay. All right, friends, that is all the questions. I don't want to answer any more today. I want to, but I've got more videos to make for you. We've got a ton more stuff for you. Few things to do. Share the video, okay? Like this video if you would. If you're not subscribed, obviously do that. If you're not on Facebook, obviously do that. Subscribe, notifications, all that stuff, because I can only help you as much as I can reach out to you. If you haven't already, take advantage of the free course. It's at the link that's at the top of the PDF that you've got today. Instagram isn't with us anymore. They go off after about an hour or so. Facebook and YouTube, the link for that's in the description of the video. Download that PDF. It's free. No sign up or anything like that. And at the top of that, you'll find the thing I'm talking about, the free course. Also, I have a store. It's that Christmas time, friends. And I got lots of questions about strings, this, that, the other thing. Strings, chords, guitars, everything. Way too many questions about that. So I've created a store, and we got lots of stuff in there. YourGuitarSage.com/kit or kit.com/YourGuitarSage. There's the link right there. Kit.com/YourGuitarSage. Just type that in, and then go to the site. You're going to see everything that you need to see, and you can buy right off there. You're not buying from me. You're buying from Amazon and whoever. I'm just pointing you there. What else? The apparel store is going to be open soon. Be watching on social media regarding that. The pedal's going to be out soon. I'm not too sure when. Probably not by Christmas. Probably like January-ish. I'm hoping by January. The guitar still in the works. We need to schedule a time for me to go down there and watch him paint it so that it turns out exactly the way I want it. Very, very important. So we need to schedule a day for that with my guys. That's the only thing we're waiting on right now to get that almost done. I know there's probably something else I'm forgetting. Anything I'm forgetting that you can remember, guys? Oh, no. No. Okay. I'm sure there's something I'm forgetting, but if not, love you guys. Thank you so much. Great questions today, and I will see you in another video. Stick around. I'm going to show you this video. We're going to post it in just a minute. This kid is absolutely amazing. My buddy sent me this yesterday. I don't know how old he is, but get ready to have your mind absolutely blown. Let this inspire you instead of piss you off like it did me. Because I look at kids like this and I go, dear God, why am I even doing this? But I know why I'm doing this. I'm doing this to teach you. He's doing it to be an amazing guitar player. That was my goal when I was a kid. Now it's to help others, okay? So he's doing what he needs to do. I'm doing what I'm going to need to do, and you're going to do what you need to do, right? Watch this kid be inspired, and then watch the video that's after that video, okay? See ya. Out of here.